All right, House of Payne fans, today is the mid-season finale of season 11. Same with Assisted Living, but since nobody gave a damn when I did videos, I'm not reviewing that show. But the question is, when it comes to this particular episode, what is going to be the aftermath? Okay, we have some pretty big topics to talk about. Number one, we got Pookie. He's back. It's great to see a new old character return. There is a new buddy in Calvin's friend group. I forgot his name, even though I did mention it in my trailer breakdown, so make sure you check it out. Still have no idea why my trailer breakdowns for House of Payne do a hell of a lot better than my reviews. I'm not complaining though. Views are views. Because like I said, if Assisted Living got the same kind of views House of Payne did, I would be reviewing the show. So, when it comes to House of Payne, getting an old character back is great. I feel like seeing Pookie again will give me that same level of excitement as Floyd. Because if I remember correctly, back to season 9, I believe, Floyd came out of nowhere. He wasn't even in a preview. So to see him back was like, hey, it's Floyd. But to see Pookie back, it's just good. We have kind of an expansion of what the characters do in their day-to-day lives. It's like, yeah, we hear Pookie and Peanut, or we hear Calvin hanging with his boys, but to actually see them is another thing. But not to get my hopes up too much, I don't think we're going to see these guys out having fun, out drinking. If nothing else, we're probably just going to be in a situation where we see like Calvin and maybe the guys, or just Calvin himself, come back to his place and he's clearly drunk. Or perhaps Miranda is at Ella and Curtis's place or something along those lines, or she's somewhere, and that's when she, her phone's blowing up and it's Calvin. And this could be, and I don't want to bash the episode before it comes out because it looks like a fun episode, but at the same time, it just seems to work against the episodic nature of the series. Basically, where it's extremely inconsistent on where two characters stand given episode to episode, where one week these two characters could be at each other's throats, the next week, they're buddy. And somebody messaged me last week or commented on one of my videos or tweeted me or something basically saying, it's funny how Calvin and Miranda get along just fine when it's just those two together for the most part. But whenever it's, let's say, Calvin and Laura, then Calvin has a problem with Miranda being around. It's just one of those, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I really feel season 9, and I'm not just going to, trash on season 9 like I usually do because it was really bad. It didn't do Miranda any favors. I mean, Calvin, for the most part, he was just trying to move on. He was trying to be a cordial, mature co-parent. Miranda was the one who was being insensitive because of her own feelings, because of her own, I want Calvin back, but you can't have him back. Season 10 did a better job, but they just trashed Miranda because I feel like each episode has to have the obligatory tension or drama of the episode. And as a result, she would always come by the loft with some bullcrap. Child support. You scooped up my child. And all that stuff. And more often than not, you could see things from Miranda's perspective, but it all circles back around to her being jealous of not having Calvin. And that's the cause of her blow-ups. Like, Calvin will tell her, look, let's calm down. Let's talk about this because let's see the whole story. And then usually when she does calm down, it's like, well, it's not easy for me. And like Calvin always says, like, wait, are you sure it's not about me moving on too quickly? That's not easy on Christian, or is it not easy on you? And then, her trademark is coming into a room or storming into a room, telling somebody off, and then as soon as she's done speaking her piece, she will walk out without allowing the other person to speak. But in this situation, it's like, Calvin is, drunk texting or sexting her. And the question is why? Like, what was he's like, I guess, trying to message Laura and got Miranda instead, because when you look at the alphabet, it's L, M. They're right next to each other. So was it like he was trying to message Laura, but by mistake he hit Miranda because her name is like right under hers in his contacts? I don't know. But at the same time, it's possible one of those things where he's out with the boys and, you know, men don't gossip as much as women, or maybe they do, different, you know, in, you know, friend groups and whatnot. But maybe Miranda is the subject of conversation. And I mean, given that it's you know, the synopsis says it's a long awaited night out with the boys, it's one of those scenarios where Calvin's talking about his woes, or maybe continuity kicks in and it's like, you know, ever since Miranda and Laura started getting along, it's been harder on me. But as a result, you know, he ends up sexting Miranda. But then it goes back to the saying, a drunk man tells no tales or no lies. So does that mean his heart is with Miranda? I don't know. My biggest question is this. I don't think Miranda is going to succumb to these advances, mainly because Calvin is drunk. But on top of that, what would it say about her if she messed around with her ex after making peace with his soon-to-be fiance? Some people are, you know, screw Laura. And my video I did about the whole from side piece to fiance, you know, the fact that Laura revealed that she was messing around with Calvin while she was in a relationship, and she wanted to flatter Calvin, you know, to make it seem like you should be happy you were my side piece, now you're my main dish. And it's like, what? So that, to me, I don't completely dismiss Laura, mainly because I don't believe the build up to Miranda and Calvin. It just seems forced at this point based off what we've seen in season 9 and 10. So I wonder, will Miranda, how will she react to Calvin coming on to her? I mean, in the damn trailer, she seems, you know, in no means interested, at least like this. And on top of that, I wonder, will she tell Laura? And if so, how will she react to it? Just like the whole Veronica thing last season. He makes out with the realtor. His dad saved his butt. It's never brought up again. So, I don't know. I mean, if they want to just make Calvin, you know, a player, just keep him single, break off the engagement. But that's not going to happen. So, what do you think is going to go down between Miranda and Calvin? And I wonder if it's one of those situations where she'll come by, he's drunk, she'll leave out to discuss, but by the end of the episode, perhaps, you know, they sit down when he's sober, he apologizes, and then she's like, but did you really mean what you said? You know, like the things you were saying to me. So it's like that spark of, wait a minute, was she really into Calvin's messages? I don't know, because I feel like once she cools down after being, you know, mad that, you know, you only call me when you're drunk, she'll be like, well, it is kind of flattering. So I don't know. I just feel like that's how the story goes with these two. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And hell, instead of Calvin just, you know, willingly doing this, how do we know the boys don't, yo, man, we dare you to, you know, text Miranda this or whatever. So bad influences, not just alcohol. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.